Have you ever wondered what powers your smartphone, your laptop, or even an electric car? The answer, more often than not, is a lithium-ion battery. These small but mighty power packs have become the invisible engine of our modern world. They store a huge amount of energy in a tiny space, allowing us to carry powerful technology in our pockets and drive vehicles for hundreds of miles without a single drop of petrol. Without them, our daily lives would look very different. The journey of these batteries is a fascinating story that begins deep within the earth and ends with the devices we depend on every single day. This incredible journey from a simple mineral in the ground to a sophisticated piece of technology is a long and complex one. It involves miners, chemists, engineers, and factory workers all playing a crucial part. Understanding this process helps us appreciate the science and effort behind the simple act of charging our phones. It is a global adventure that spans continents, from vast salt flats in South America to high-tech factories in Asia. So, let's embark on this journey together and uncover the secrets of how a lithium battery is made, step by fascinating step. It's a story of science, engineering, and incredible teamwork. The importance of these batteries goes beyond just convenience. They are at the very heart of the transition towards a greener, more sustainable future. As the world looks for ways to reduce its reliance on fossil fuels, electric vehicles powered by lithium-ion batteries are leading the charge. They are also essential for storing energy generated from renewable sources like solar and wind power, ensuring we have a steady supply of electricity even when the sun isn't shining or the wind isn't blowing. This makes the humble battery a key player in our fight against climate change, transforming our energy landscape. Before a battery can power anything, its core ingredient, lithium, must be brought to the surface. But lithium doesn't work alone. It needs a team of other special materials, like cobalt and nickel, to help it store and release energy effectively. Each of these materials has its own unique story and its own journey from the ground. The process is a bit like baking a very complicated cake. You need to gather all the right ingredients, measure them perfectly, and then combine them in just the right way. Let's start our exploration at the very beginning, by looking at where these essential ingredients come from. The first step in making a battery is to find and extract the raw materials. Lithium, the star of the show, is most commonly found in two main places. One is in hard rock deposits, where it is locked inside a mineral called spodumene. Miners must dig deep into the earth, blasting and crushing tons of rock to get to this mineral. This process is very similar to traditional mining for other metals. It is a tough and labor-intensive job that requires heavy machinery to extract the valuable ore from the ground, which is then transported to be processed further. The other major source of lithium is found in salty water, or brine, located beneath the surface of vast salt flats. Countries like Chile and Argentina, in a region known as the Lithium Triangle, are famous for this method. Here the salty brine is pumped up from underground lakes into enormous evaporation ponds. The sun's powerful rays then do most of the work, slowly evaporating the water over many months. As the water disappears, it leaves behind a concentrated mix of minerals, with lithium being the most prized component. This method is less physically intensive than hard rock mining, but requires a lot of time and vast areas of land. But a battery isn't just made of lithium. It needs other critical metals to function correctly, particularly for the cathode, which is one of the battery's two electrodes. Cobalt is one such metal, and it is a superstar at ensuring the battery is stable and can be recharged many times without losing its power. A significant portion of the world's cobalt is mined in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Nickel is another key ingredient, often used alongside cobalt and manganese to increase the amount of energy a battery can store, which translates to a longer range for an electric car or more screen time for your phone. Gathering these materials is a truly global effort. Spodumene rock might be mined in Australia, while brine is pumped in Chile. Cobalt often comes from Central Africa, and nickel might be sourced from Indonesia or Canada. Each of these mining operations presents its own set of challenges, from environmental management to ensuring the safety and well-being of the workers. Once these raw materials are successfully dug out of the ground or extracted from brine, they are still far from ready. They are in a rough, impure state and must now begin the next stage of their journey: purification and processing. Once the raw lithium ore or concentrated brine is collected, it is sent to special processing plants. This stage is like a high-tech kitchen where chemists work their magic. For the hard rock spodumene ore, the first step is to roast it at extremely high temperatures. This heat treatment changes the crystal structure of the mineral, making it possible to extract the lithium. After roasting, the material is mixed with various chemicals, like sulfuric acid, in a complex series of steps designed to dissolve the lithium and separate it from all the other unwanted rock and minerals that came along for the ride. For the lithium extracted from brine, the process is different but just as scientific. The concentrated salty liquid that remains after evaporation contains a mixture of minerals, including magnesium, potassium, and sodium, as well as lithium. The challenge is to isolate only the lithium. To do this, chemists add specific reagents to the brine that cause the other unwanted minerals to precipitate or turn into solid form so they can be filtered out. This is a delicate and precise process, repeated multiple times until an extremely pure lithium solution is left behind. It requires careful control of temperature and chemical balances. The final goal of this refining stage is to produce a very pure, battery-grade lithium compound. The two most common forms are lithium carbonate and lithium hydroxide. These look like simple white powders, but they are the highly purified products of all that complex chemistry. The choice between carbonate and hydroxide depends on the type of battery cathode being made, as some modern, high-nickel cathodes require lithium hydroxide for better performance. This white powder is now finally ready to be transformed into an active component of a battery. It has been on a long journey from rock or brine to a valuable, purified chemical. Meanwhile, the other metals, like cobalt and nickel, are undergoing their own separate purification processes. They are also extracted from their ores using a combination of heat and chemistry, a field known as hydrometallurgy. The end products are highly purified metal salts, such as cobalt sulfate and nickel sulfate. These, along with the lithium carbonate or hydroxide, are the essential building blocks for making the cathode material. All these refined powders are now ready to be sent to the battery manufacturing factories, where they will be mixed and transformed into the heart of the battery. The journey now moves into a vast, incredibly clean factory. Here, the refined powders are used to create the battery's key components, the cathode and the anode. The cathode, the positive electrode, is made by mixing the lithium powder with nickel, manganese, and cobalt powders in precise ratios. This mixture is blended into a thick, dark slurry, almost like a paint, by adding a binder and a conductive additive. This slurry is then coated in a very thin, even layer onto a long sheet of aluminum foil. The foil is then dried in a long oven, leaving a black coating of active cathode material. A similar process happens for the anode, the negative electrode. For the anode, a special type of carbon called graphite is typically used. The graphite is also mixed into a slurry and is then carefully coated onto a long sheet of copper foil. These coated foils, both the aluminum for the cathode and the copper for the anode, are then pressed under immense pressure by giant rollers. This step is crucial because it compresses the material, ensuring a high density of active ingredients, which allows the battery to store more energy. Precision is everything. The thickness of the coating must be perfect. Between the cathode and the anode, a third critical component is added: the separator. This is a super thin sheet of porous plastic material. Its job is incredibly important. It physically separates the positive cathode from the negative anode to prevent a short circuit, which could cause the battery to overheat and fail. However, the separator has tiny holes, or pores, that allow lithium ions to travel through it when the battery is charging and discharging. This flow of ions is what generates the electrical current. The three components, cathode, separator, and anode, are then layered together to form a jelly roll, or are stacked in flat sheets. This assembly is then placed into a battery can, which can be a small cylinder like an AA battery, or a flat, rectangular pouch. An electrolyte, which is a special liquid solvent containing lithium salts, is injected into the can, soaking the electrodes and separator. The electrolyte is the medium that allows the lithium ions to move between the cathode and anode. The battery is then permanently sealed. Finally, it undergoes a formation cycle, where it is charged and discharged for the very first time. This vital step activates the materials and prepares the battery for a long life of use, ready to be quality checked, packaged, and shipped to power our world.